So you've been waiting, patiently waiting for this moment. This very moment will determine the rest of your life. Okay, wait, not really. But the tutorial's finally here. Alright, welcome back and welcome to another tutorial. Today we're gonna be turning some heads. Do you like that? Huh? You want to do that as well? Fantastic. Then tag along. Tag along. Okay, here we are. Alright, so you want to open up your Blender, hit F4, which should, this menu should pop up, and you can import your FBX this way. Alternatively, you can click on File, Import FBX. It's the same menu. You want to find the animation that you downloaded off Mixamo. Click on Armature and Automatic Bone Orientation. Import FBX. Now that you have your character in the scene, let's get to it. The first thing you want to do is click on this little tab, and you want to open up this menu, go to Animation, Nonlinear Animation. And then you want to click on this tab right here, Push Down Action, which will turn your keyframes into an animation strip, which is much easier to handle, move around, whatever you want to do with it. And the reason why we also did that is if you hit N, this menu should pop up. Click on Strip, scroll all the way down, click on Action Clip, scroll down, and here Repeat. We're able to easily repeat the animation without too much guesswork. Now that your animation is looping, now we can get started. Now you want to hit Shift A, go to Empty, select Sphere. You want to scale it down slightly, and you want to hit G, and if you move it around, it's just going to move around in 3D space based on your perspective, but we want to move it in a specific axis. We don't want to move it sideways, we want to move it up, down, forward and back. So we're going to hit Shift X, which is going to constrain it to just move on the other two axes. Axes? Is that how you say it? So now it's only moving up, down, back and forth, but it's not moving sideways. As you can see, it's getting smaller, further in the distance, closer, much bigger. And we just want to put it right in front of your character. Now with your character selected, well, before we get to that, let's quickly rename this to Look Here, whatever you want to call it. And now we want to select the armature, Shift Z to go into wireframe. Let's just zoom in here. Hit period. If you're having a problem, just hit period and it's going to zoom or orbit around that particular object. So now Shift Z, want to select the armature, Control Tab to go into pose mode. Want to select this bone right here. Now in these little icons, I've made the mistake and I used object constraint. Make sure you don't do that. Since you're working with bones, make sure you select the one with the bone constraint. Add bone and all the way down to track 2. Now in your track 2 menu, you want to select your empty Look Here. And now he's gonna look the other way, which is not what we want. So if we click on the positive Z, it should fix that. So now he's looking to the front. Now let's go down the chain. We're probably going to select just 3 more bones, but it depends on what you want to use it for, because each bone influences the body differently. So now we select the neck, add bone constraints, track 2, click on your target, Look Here. It's going to flip all the way around and just click on positive Z and that should fix it. Now the influence, we want to change it down the chain because your head actually moves the most. It doesn't move as much as your neck and definitely not as much as your torso. So we want the head to have the highest influence, and the neck we can set that to 0.5. And if we go down the chain, do the same thing, track 2, target, Look Here, positive Z, and this influence we set to 0.3. And we select one more bone, add bone constraint, track 2, target, Look Here, and positive Z, and this will set the influence to 0.2, and that 0.3, neck 0.5, and head 1. if we hit Control Tab, it's gonna get us out of pose mode into object mode. Shift Z to go from wireframe to solid mode frame. Okay, now that we have everything set up, if we select that empty, now we have him actually looking exactly where the empty is positioned. And if we hit play, we have our animation going, and we can have him looking while running. And that's pretty much it. It's as simple as that.